On the west coast of Canada's Vancouver Island is a temperate rainforest bordered by a wild coastline. For 75 kilometers, the West Coast Trail runs through this, some of the most remarkable views of Canada's west coast. Home to the Huayat, Dididat, and Petidat First Nations, trails and beach routes in this area have been used for travel and trade for thousands of years. With the coming of European shipping, this coast became known as the Graveyard of the Pacific, with over 50 ships being lost in the last 150 years or so. In the late 1800s, a telegraph line was constructed from Port Renfrew to Bamfield to connect the British Empire. To maintain it, a trail was also constructed. With the wreck of the SS Valencia in 1906 and the loss of 128 passengers and crew, mostly from exposure, it was decided to improve the telegraph trail to become the West Coast Life-Saving Trail to help mariners in distress. 1970 saw the creation of a new national park in Canada, Pacific Rim National Park, the southern portion of which became the West Coast Trail. Before we look at highlights of the trail, let me show you some of its very special features. First, the infamous ladders. There are over 70 of them on the trail, and most are only 2 to 3 meters, but there are some very remarkable ones. The next remarkable feature is the great variety of the coastline, from rugged sandstone shelves to serene sandy beaches and everything in between. Inland, the trail is well worn and quite obvious, but there can be boardwalks, mud holes, and routes to navigate. Finally, the major highlights along the West Coast Trail. Access points to the trail are Kachina Bay outside of Bamfield in the north, Port Renfrew's Gordon River in the south, and Nitnat Lake partway along. Here we're going from south to north. Well, I guess that's the end of the trail.